Good morning, I'm Dr. Atiya, and this is Awakening the Call to Heal. I would like to have a sit down and have real conversation. Although I'm a soul whisperer and I'm mostly peace, love, and light, it's important to know that I'm also a little go F-U-C-K yourself. And this message reflects the same energy and spirit. I'm not going to apologize for being myself, and I'm not going to apologize for expressing my truth the way I believe I need to say it. I just wanted to get that part out of the way first. So now, if you are listening to this message, it means that you are ready to confront this subject matter with courage, with peace, and an unwavering belief in your own healing potential. There is a power within each of us to heal, to transform our lives, and to create positive change in ourselves and others. And this is how we are able to change the world. Everything starts with self. You know, deep in our souls, there are whispers. There are gentle and sacred callings that's like music, calling us to embrace the transformative power within. And these whispers call us to grow, to heal, and transcend the low vibrating frequencies. These whispers help us to open our eyes to the areas of our lives that's in need of healing, and provides a sense that there's something within that wishes to be known and expressed. This call is a calling to unlearn fear and to be courageous to accept love. It calls us to wholeness. So today, I am inspired to talk about truth, transparency, and marriage. More specifically, truth and transparency in marriage. I get that marriage is common practice. Everybody's doing it. They go in marriage, they go out of marriage. However, marriage is a very different type of relationship. It requires realignment, readjustment, and re-education. And if you are not ready to do those three things, then you are not ready for marriage. Marriage is a sacred union. Now, it does not negate the importance of other relationships, yet it becomes the primary relationship. And this is aside from the relationship that you might have with your higher power or the Creator. But marriage becomes the primary relationship upon which all other relationships are built. Marriage is that relationship which is the foundation of a whole new reality. Don't get married if you want things to stay the same, because marriage changes your reality, and how your reality changes depends on how you do marriage. It's funny how many people get married and have this idea of how marriage is supposed to be. And they idealize a marriage that's filled with love, with happiness, with bliss, and all the other gushy and feel-good stuff. Yet, they fail to realize the shit and the shadows that they must first walk through before they can even get to the light. Marriage is the truth. That other shit is not real. And when truth comes, it busts up falsehood. When real comes into the picture, it squashes up all that fake ass shit. Many of you men know exactly what I'm talking about because I've heard you talk about it. Fake hair, fake nails, fake toenails, fake ass, fake lashes, fake eye color. Everything is fake, right? Well, women, you also know what I'm talking about. You know all the whoop-de-doo and all the wonderful words and promises that a man will make to you when you first meet him. He loves to listen to you talk. He loves the sound of your voice. And he'll drive hundreds of miles to see you. But then after he gets you, he won't even drive you across the street. Before he gets you, he respects you, he adores you, and he can't even stand not to be around you. He will help you do anything you ask. He'll protect you. But the minute he has gained your confidence and you open your heart and your legs to him, there is a whole line of bullshit excuses, right? Well, you brothers and we sisters know all the fake ass shit from the fake ass representatives that show up pretending to be the real person. So many men and women end up starting a situationship with an idea that ain't even real. They get into a covenant relationship with a lie. Some people say lying is a character issue. That might be true. But did you know that lying is an esteem issue? When a person regards themselves and you with a high regard, and when they value and respect you and themselves, they're not going to lie to you. They're going to be honest with you. And even though there are many times where the truth might not feel as good as we would like it to feel, a person who truly values you and cares for you will not lie to you. A lie does not give a person room to grow. Lies make a liar, and when you put a liar in a marriage, you have a hot damn mess. So unfortunately, we are not witnessing a lot of real marriages. We are witnessing a lot of real hot damn messes. Couples lying and faking. No, thank you. Real puts you face to face to deal with what is not real. And the experiences of realness, especially in marriage, can be very awakening and very sobering. Real turns on the lights and causes you to see the shadows and have to deal with them to get to that happy place in marriage. But you can't get there by lying and faking. The truth is, and no matter how hard it is, marriage requires work. And the fulcrum of that work is truth and transparency. These two things are important keys that play a central and essential role in marriage and in the process of uniting. Truth and transparency are the keys to creating an environment of love, of trust, of like. And speaking of like, let me tell you something. It's important that you like your mate. When you like someone, you will treat them right. You will respect them. You will value their views, their opinions, their time, their work, their beliefs, their feelings. When you like someone, you will protect them and you will encourage them, and you will also build them up. You will consider them. You see, love grows over time. Yet, the truth is you either like a person or you don't. And when you don't like the person, you won't consider them in the way that you should. Do you really believe that you can build a happy and blissful marriage with someone that you don't like? Who wants to be around someone that they don't like? Now, it is possible to love a person and not like them, but to get to the type of relationship that marriage requires, you have to like your partner. And if you don't like them, you might as well hang it up. Now, I guess sometimes you might get upset or have a disagreement, and you may not like what happened in a particular situation. But if you honestly don't like the person, how can you build with someone or unite with someone that you don't like? Because the first thing a lot of people is going to want to do is tell them to get the hell out of their face. Marriage in today's society is often trivialized and taken for granted. Yet the trivialization of marriage does not minimize the fact that marriage is a very, 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 very powerful energetic force and not to be played with. If two people decide to enter into marriage, they must do so with their eyes and hearts open, because it requires a whole new way of being and thinking, and it requires the rearrangement of priorities. It's impossible to be who you were and do what you did prior to getting married. Because the whole concept of marriage requires unity and synergy. It is a cooperative relationship designed to produce a whole that is greater than the simple sum of its individual parts. So in other words, marriage is designed to make both people better together than they were individually. So if you are in a marriage and you are not on the come up, something is wrong with that picture. Yes, it's natural to struggle. It's natural to struggle. But you are not supposed to be in a worse shape in marriage that you were in prior to marriage. If you are, then something is very wrong, and the way you are trying to do marriage is not the way it is designed to be done. The goal is to establish a new reality that includes each individual wholeheartedly, and then from that point, build upon that union for the greater good of the whole. Everyone is supposed to benefit from marriage. Everyone in the household, everyone in the sphere of influence of that marriage, everyone is supposed to benefit from marriage, except those who have other things in mind. Everyone is supposed to benefit from marriage. The couple, the family, the community, the nation, and the world. In a healthy union, anything that weakens the foundation or threatens the whole must be hedged out. A lot of problems could be solved if two virgins married, yet today that's not a reality, and that's a whole other conversation. I will say this though, when there are previous marriages, previous sexual encounters, and previous relationships, especially those that beget children, more intentional work is required, because with the past relationships and situationships, there are usually cords of attachments that must be cut, and that also come with a lot of unresolved karma that needs to be worked out. So when you couple up with someone, make sure that the person has done the necessary healing, or at least in the process of confronting their issues, and that they are emotionally and energetically available to even enter into marriage. The truth is, some people just have a lot of shit going on, and they're not prepared or ready to deal with the shadows and the shit. However, when you couple up with someone and they're not willing to deal with their shit, they're not even confronting their issues, I would think twice. Because that's a sign and a clue that they are not emotionally and energetically available to you. Be that as it may, the existence of past relationships or dynamics does not change the requirement to rearrange priorities when you get married. Yet, the process becomes more difficult because of existing loyalties. And when two people get married, loyalties are supposed to shift. They're supposed to shift. Yet, if you are a product of the streets, loyalty is everything. Yet the energetic and cosmic realm don't give a damn about street bullshit and loyalties. It is concerned with helping you to heal the areas of your life that is in need of healing, and lifting you up to vibrate on a higher frequency. And this is what the marriage relationship is designed to complement. It's designed to raise you up and place you in a better condition and help you to overcome all the challenges and the issues in your life from childhood. Marriage is designed to help you heal, to help you work closely with someone, to help balance you out, to overcome the issues of life. When you choose to marry, your primary relationship is and must be the marital relationship after your individual relationship with the Creator. Now, this does not mean you give up on other people who are in your life or give up on yourself as an individual. This does not mean to give up what you like to do, what you like, your autonomy of thought, and everything you know yourself to be. It doesn't mean that. But what it does mean is that it's necessary to let go of that which is no longer useful or necessary as a single person and bring yourself to the table prepared to enter into a real union and ready to create something new and greater. What it means is to be open to establishing a stronger and firmer foundation for the union and for those other relationships to thrive. Things won't necessarily look like how you might be used to them looking. Marriage requires you to change your perspective. Marriage is a different point of view than singleness. And when you look through the lens of singleness, things look very different than when looking through the marriage lens. And if you try to make singleness work in marriage, you will fall every time. They are two very different realities. If you joining on to someone diminishes who you are, your gifts, your talents, your brilliant ideals, the best part of who you are, then you are in an imbalanced union. Marriage is designed to balance two people, and the whole struggle behind marriage is a struggle for balance. Yet many couples make it a struggle of autonomy and dominance. I will say that again. Marriage is a struggle for balance, not a struggle for autonomy and dominance. A real marriage destroys falsehood and establishes truth. A person does not really get to the nitty-gritty of who they are until they have been in a covenant relationship with another human being. It's easy when you only have to deal with yourself because you can lie to yourself all day long and there is no one there to call you on your bullshit. You can stay in wonderland and an illusionary mind warp as long as it suits you. You can continue to lie to yourself as long as it pleases you and stay in a state of peace in a lie. Yet when you are in union with another person, shit gets real quick, no matter how much you try to lie to yourself or to them. And there is no peace in a lie. My recommendation is if you are not ready to be honest, to be transparent, and to be open, don't get married. Because you do yourself and the other person a disservice and you take up space that you are really not interested in taking up. There are people out there who really want to be married, but they just struggle with the transition. I get it. Yet I encourage you to not allow fear of being vulnerable or of trusting another person to stifle you or mess up what can be a very rewarding experience. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's the greatest amount of strength you can have. So I encourage you not to allow the fear of being vulnerable or of trusting someone else to stifle you or mess up what can be an amazing and rewarding experience. Likewise, don't allow bullshit ass people to mess up your relationship with their dramas. When you are not honest and transparent, that wedded bliss you were hoping for instead becomes a hell filled with pain, sorrow, and regret. And like many marriages, ends up in divorce. Deception sets up the worst kind of condition in a relationship or marriage. Deception is designed to mislead, having you thinking one thing when it is in truth something else. Deception goes against the brain and can drive you crazy if you let it. Deception is abuse, and one of the worst kinds of abuses there is. There is no unity or union in deception. There is no unity or union in a lie. Marriage is that relationship that requires truth and transparency, and there is no compromising. These are two crucial keys for marital success. Without it, the marriage will inevitably fail. When relating to others, it is important to see things as they are and not as you wish them to be. Any action taken must be action taken by true sight. And you can't get to true sight without truth. In order to have true sight, you must have truth. It will be based on truth, not on lies or delusion or wishful thinking. It will not be biased by your own concepts. It's truth. Real love, real relationships, real and genuine connections are established first on the basis of truth. If they are not, then you do not have real, and you do not have genuine, and you do not have a connection. The word connect itself means togetherness. A lie hinders connection, and the lack of honesty prevents transparency. The whole goal of a lie is to cover up the truth, and the whole goal of transparency is to allow truth to come in. Allow the light to shine through and see the truth. So to cover up the truth, hold secrets, be guarded against one another, is to set up a standard against the very thing you say you are striving to build, a healthy and happy marriage. Truth and transparency are crucial as it allows people to make informed decisions from a right state and frame of mind. When the truth is withheld, a false narrative is created, and that false narrative not only attacks the brain, it destroys the union. Do you honestly believe that a healthy and lasting union can be established on the basis of a lie? What can possibly stand the test of time that is not real? Lies breeds fear. And many of us understand that fear is nothing more than false evidence appearing real. And fear is the opposite of love. When there is a lack of truth and transparency, there is no way to grow love. Instead, you breed fear. You breed fear. Therefore, there is no possible way that the marriage and relationship can last with lies, because it's not real. When real love steps in, the lie must flee. When real love steps in, the lie must flee. Falsehood has no other choice but to yield to truth. So I'll leave you with this. Be real with one another. Be honest and transparent. And above all, stop the damn lying. This is Dr. Atiya, and thank you for listening to Awakening the Call to Heal.